Yep.
You're on that.
Are we recording?
Yes, I click OK.
Welcome you to game number 4 of our tournament here today. It's Summer League Baseball here at St. John's Country Day in Orange Park in the Jacksonville area. Andrew Gibson, Mark Spencer, and our crew here with the flight scope and tracking all the data today. This has been an awesome experience to see these games with data provided as well. You can check these videos out on YouTube later, as we've got the Clay Cobra's 17U team coached by Josh Persinger against the 2022 Dodger Scout team coached by Tom Lucas. On the mound today is Brad Hodges, the University of Virginia commit, and leadoff batter here for Clay is Blake Parker. And Parker is also on the mound this evening as well, and that's your pitcher-batter matchup here for the first batter of this game. And Mark, we've been told this is going to be possibly the best matchup of the day in these two teams.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of pitchers throwing some serious velocity tonight. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be great.
Brad Hodges, I think, is amped up a little bit too, and we know that he can put it up there in the high 80s and possibly get into the 90s. That last pitch from Hodges was 89.
Yeah.
And that's
moving.
That's moving. That's about as high as we've seen. That's about as fast as we've seen pitches thrown today in sub 90. And we talked about earlier the ability to throw nearly 90 miles per hour and then also pull back and throw 60s, low 70s. Well, Brad Hodges just threw 190 and then came back with 72.
That would keep a hitter on balance.
And here's a ground ball from Parker. It grounded to second base, and that is the first down of the game. Parker grounds out in a 72 mile per hour fastball. One down now for Logan Wilson. The previous game was called after 6 innings. Typically we go in 7, but I think the time length ran a little bit long in the last game, so that was a final 4-1 in 6 innings. Big swing and a miss from Logan Wilson. That pitch, 88 miles per hour. Yeah, these are the fastest pitches we've seen this afternoon.
Hey, that's Chris's number. You got your phone on you?
The Florida Dodgers scout team has won all 3 games they've played today, and they've only surrendered 1 run. They won the first game 5-0, the second game 3-0, and then the last game 4-1. And there's a strike 3 called on the outside corner, a fastball at 87. Brad Hodges, another strikeout. So 2 gone here in the top of the first. Now Dylan Green steps in. 3 right-handers in a row face Hodges to start the game. First pitch, fastball inside. That's an inside strike at 79 miles per hour.
Change up.
Yep, he is throwing a little bit of a changeup as well, because typically that fastball is high 80s from Hodges. There's a ground ball, second base. That should be the 3rd out. Fast runner down the first base line. And that is out number 3. We are scoreless, a 1-2-3, top half of the first. And now we'll see the Florida Dodgers scout team come to the plate as we head to the bottom half of the first.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today for your own Stat Manager video.
No scores. We head down to the bottom half of the first inning. We'll see Blake Parker on the mound tonight for the 17U Clay Cobras. We just saw a 1-2-3 top half of the inning from Virginia commit Brad Hodges, and now we get to see his counterpart on the mound tonight, Blake Parker. First pitch from Parker is down in the dirt outside, 88.
Yeah.
Both pitchers throwing in the high 80s. Both starters are tonight.
I'd look for him he'll definitely cross the 90 threshold today. I'm pretty confident in that.
And Blake is not committed right now, is that what we know?
I'm not sure. I will see if I can find out.
Here's a hard hit ground ball to shortstop, gobbled up by the shortstop in the first out of the bottom half, because, velocity is not everything, but it's a pretty good indicator. He's throwing high 80s right now.
Yep. And clearly throwing strikes with it. He got a high spin rate.
Yep.
So this is a 22. Is he a 22? Is that correct?
I think that's right.
So he's an upcoming junior, throwing close to 90.
He's 2021.
Oh, 21. Okay. Even that.
Senior.
Yep. Yeah. Even that. That's fine. Good numbers.
This one fouled straight back. As Finn Howell grounds out to first, here's Max Williams. Max Williams, a Jacksonville University commit out of Ridgeview High School, coached by John Stromolo back at Ridgeview.
John just took the job as the athletic director for the Clay County, is that right?
Yeah, I was talking to him about that the other day. Good for him. Here's a ground ball, fair ball, first base side, gonna be a tough play. He got it.
Great job.
Nice job by Parker covering the pitcher. That's a tough play because the pitcher and the first baseman have to be in communication right there.
Well, I think what Parker did a good job as the pitcher, as he was coming off the mound, it looked like the first baseman had fielded it clean. He could have slowed down his run, but he continued to go to first with aggressiveness. Sure enough, the first baseman bobbled it a little bit, but he was able to get there and beat in time, and they beat the runner.
So quickly, two gone here in the bottom half of the first. Here's Mason Steele with that wood bat. He's the only guy I've seen today have a wood bat, and I love it.
And the name was Steele, too.
That's true. It's ironic, for sure. But I guess I didn't realize you could use the wood bat in summer league travel ball like that.
I would say most of these guys, when they go play tournaments out of town, are using 80% of the time using wood bats. Yeah, in some of these tournaments. The speed again, they got to speed it up. It speeds the game up, has fewer hits.
Yeah.
A lot of these prospect tournaments, showcase events, will, try to get as many games in as possible in the day, so they can take that game time from 2.5 to 1 3/4 hour, then they can squeeze a couple more games in.
There's a strike on the outside corner.
A nice curveball. Has a little more of a slider there with the action. 2200 was the spin, but the big thing there was it was more of a side-to-side movement, a little more 3 to 9.
Here's the pitch from Parker. This eludes with the catcher's glove high, 90.5.
And we'll call that 91. My Oklahoma math tells me to round up on the .5, so we're going to call that 91.
91. That's the top speed we've seen today, I think.
Yeah.
Haven't seen anything over 90. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, 88.9, as Blake Parker strikes out the final batter of the first inning. No scores. We head to the second inning between the Florida Dodgers scout team and the 13U Clay Cobras.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up.
Scoreless as we head now to the second inning. Both Blake Parker and Brad Hodges are throwing well right now, both on the mound.
Dodgers are going to throw out a Virginia commit, a Florida commit, and a Florida State commit.
That's pretty impressive.
It's tough coaching there. Tough coaching when you're throwing out 3 D1 commits, Power 5 conference guys.
Tell your hitter to go up there and swing, boy. They throw strikes, they throw them hard. Swing early and swing hard.
This is Tyler Mills against Brad Hodges, and that one will get him right on the elbow, I think. Not sure where that got him, actually, but he will go down to first.
Okay, got a lefty in the bump here, the runner on first. Let's see the move he's got. If you watch him, he comes up, but as he starts to go down with that lead leg, it's not going forward. Watch this. As it comes down, the first 2, he's not really making that move to home until really late. Watch this.
And here's Hodges. And he's working against Aiden Hampton, who was a starter earlier today on the mound.
Got to walk that fine line between paying attention to the runner, but yet not losing focus on the hitter.
Hodges working from the stretch. I think he's had that pretty limited today. He's been able to pitch without many runners on base this afternoon. And this start and his last start too. Foul ball, first base side.
So Hodges, if you notice here, what I'm noticing at least is, instead of just continually throwing to first, he's changing his rhythm a little bit. When he comes set, he's taking maybe an extra second or two before he throws. So that was a look, and then he went, but sometimes he just looks and goes.
And Hampton is down on strikes, an inside fastball at 88 miles per hour. Another strikeout for Hodges.
Hodges doing a really nice job without having to throw to first all the time, keeping both the hitter and the runner on first off balance.
So now we'll see Brandon Adams. And Brandon Adams is interesting. He's a 2022, has an offer from UNF, and he also has interest from Florida, JU, and Army.
Okay, that last one you snuck in there is a little different. I like that, yeah.
And this is Brandon Adams, number 21. He's a 2022. And so far the Ospreys have offered it. It's pretty cool to see that, the local schools jump on, the local guys, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool what Chris Hayes does at JU, because it's really important to him to get Jacksonville guys. And you see that if you look at the JU roster, at least in the last year or two, there's a bunch of Jacksonville guys on there, and I just love to see that.
Well, I think you're going to see it's going to be an increased trend because of the economy. I think you'll see kids trying to stay closer to home. It's going to be the dynamics of where kids go to play really starting to change.
Jason, what was it like for Chris to select JU at Oakleaf?
He enjoyed it. I mean, that was his first choice. They had his degree program in aviation, and Coach Hayes and at the time Chuck Drolleman and Monty, they liked him. He went to a couple camps there, and they offered him going into his junior year, and he wanted to go there, so it was a perfect fit.
Good stuff. And runners off. Here's a hit and run opportunity. What a play by the second baseman. Comes up with the ball and gets the out. Nice play. That's showing some range right there.
Yeah, he was kind of leaning a little bit towards second, and he jumped over and stopped that ball. That definitely stopped the run. Really good job there.
That was Justin Nadeau playing second base right now, and they did a great job right there.
Looks like he's walking a little gingerly after that. Might need a little, but there's no timeouts in baseball.
He may have stretched his arm out a little bit.
I think there might be a midsection discomfort belt, they say.
Ah, yes.
The belt got him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep, you can tell. You can tell.
We'll leave it at the midsection discomfort. How's that?
Here is Stephen Reese now at the plate, the seventh place hitter. Swing and a miss, and as Hodges fires a fastball at 87.
Wind's coming in even stronger today. It's been blowing in all day, but I'd say it's picked up even more today.
Yep.
Not seen a home run yet.
No, we haven't. We've seen a couple of balls hit to right field just halfway up that wall, but we haven't seen any go out.
And surprising, I'd say for this field, surprising today, but maybe not playing much baseball for these guys. They're not real sharp at the plate yet.
Pitchers are always ahead of hitters.
And they are ahead today. Brad Hodges with another strikeout. We head now to the bottom half of the second. No score.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today for your own Stat Manager video.
Because we're on battery. Not before? Okay.
That's center field one you'll have view of.
Let's see.
I'll pitch back.
524.
Bottom half of the second inning, Blake Parker's second inning of work now for the 17U Clay Cobras. Went through the lineup 1-2-3 his last inning. And so now it's Jordan Taylor, the fourth place hitter today. The FSU commit, center fielder. Also a pitcher as well himself. Jordan Taylor, the closer for St. John's Country Day. And there's a high and inside pitch at 71. Blake Parker works from the stretch with nobody on, and there's a strike on the outside corner against Taylor. It'll be a 2-2 count now against Jordan Taylor. Both teams wearing blue and white. They look like the same uniforms nearly. Some guys have different socks. Swing and a miss. And Taylor is down on strikes, trying to reach a high fastball at 88. And Blake Parker with a strikeout. Here's Eli Maddox. And that pitch high and outside. Eli Maddox out of Oakleaf. Here's the pitch from Parker. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Impressive to see what Blake Parker's showing here on the mound for Clay. As he works from the stretch. Swung on, and Eli Maddox powers one to center field. Center fielder comes back, and now will come up and make a play. That's a route out off the bat of Maddox. And now there are two gone. Taylor and Maddox account for the 2 outs so far here in the bottom of the second. And now here's the pitcher, Brad Hodges.
Pitcher on pitcher right here.
Brad Hodges is a pretty good hitter too. Had an RBI single earlier today. And this one gets away. Thought it might have hit Hodges for a second.
So that was a change-up. Sometimes in that change-up, you throw a lot of fastballs. You're trying to release it a different way. Just kind of held onto it a little too long. Missed it across his body and down.
Again, we see a decision from Blake Parker to work from the stretch with nobody on. And there's a strike. I don't think he loses too much velocity either way. I mean, he is throwing change-ups, which are going to be about 80 miles per hour for him, but
He got a second chance at that one and got that one over.
he did. There's a fastball inside. Actually, that was more than change-up again, 78.
No, there we go.
There we go, 86. I thought that was the fastball. About 87 that time from Hodges. Here's a ground ball. And that'll be the final out of the inning. We go down to the third inning already at the end of 2. No score.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today for your own Stat Manager video.
Is this still,
Yeah.
This is still Hodges, yeah.
That was Parker pitching, right?
No, they changed him out, they must have, because I didn't realize it.
Who was that pitching?
That was Brandon Adams, wasn't it? 21?
Yeah, Adams was one pitcher.
I saw the one and I thought it was still
The reason why
Parker.
I pointed there was because you said from Hodges, and I was like, no, he's bad. He's
Yeah.
That Maggie was the first pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize they changed. That was fast. But this is still Hodges. Mason Barrett leads off the third inning for the Clay Cobras. It'll be Mason Barrett, Wyatt Root, and John Rowell to lead off this third inning against Brad Hodges, who continues to work on the mound for the Dodger scout team. Blake Parker and Brandon Adams have already pitched so far for Clay. Blake Parker, a short stint in the game so far. Swing and a miss, and catcher drops the ball, but there's a throw down to first to get the first down on the third. Here's Wyatt Roots. Now with one down here in the third. I'm told Parker doesn't have any offers yet. Blake Parker does not. But as we mentioned, Brandon Adams still has a lot of interest from other teams. A fastball in the high 80s that time from Hodges.
This is going to be his last inning, it looks like.
Yeah. He's been sharp. Out of over 3 games, nearly 3.5 games, Hodges has been, to me, the pitcher that has been pretty impressive, maybe the most impressive, although the Joyner kid from Lowndes looked pretty good too now. There's a base hit to right field between the gap at first base and second, so there's a base hit for Wyatt Root. Now we'll see the bottom place hitter John Rao, and Blake Parker is on deck. Swing and a miss. Another strike on the inside corner this time from Hodges. Hodges looks over to first and now deals. One thing that, I think is a little bit different from these pitchers who are a little bit upperclassmen, the base runners don't seem to bother them. It seems like for the younger guys we saw today, every time they get a base runner on, it would bother them. They get in their head a little bit.
Yeah, you see that the long pause there, it'll change the rhythm up for the next pitch too. He seems really comfortable with his strategy of just changing his rhythm of when he comes home. No need to keep throwing over and over and over. You need to keep your infielders fresh, and the previous pitch he never looked and looked back. That one he looked.
And that one hit the batter.
Here comes Coach Lucas coming out to pay his visit to Mr. Hodges, and I think,
Maybe it for him.
yeah, probably pitch count.
Well, a day that started off with pretty good promise ends with a hit by pitch, possibly for Brad Hodges. But other than that, he's been really sharp today. Maybe buying a little bit extra time for the
I think that's what they're doing.
pitcher to get warm and ready. Don't have to travel too far from the bullpen out beyond first base. Well, maybe they're going to let Hodges try to get out of this because he's still out there.
Is there a lefty hitter coming up? Let's see. Or maybe just giving him another option.
Parker's coming up now.
Okay.
And Parker's going to try to put a bunt on, but quickly brought that back. Swing and a miss.
You just lost the,
Yeah.
you just lost the plate, so
Yeah, we might need to reset it.
I saw
That's a light flash. Okay.
Somebody kicked the door down there.
That's great. Can you see someone's down there? They like knocked it over or something.
It's still standing up.
But nobody's around it.
I can't look in the camera.
Here's the pitch from Hodges, swung on, this is a soft fly ball to the second baseman, comes up with that play easily.
Ah, there it is.
Is that our auto recap?
Huh?
Click to arm, you gotta arm it. Not connected.
And now we will have a pitching change as Brad Hodges comes out.
Oh, he just unplugged him as well. I thought the flash was like, I thought it was you taking a picture of it.
No, there was a flash. Oh, there may have been a power surge.
Flashed.
So we may have dropped power.
A pitching change, we'll take a timeout for a pitching change right now. As the Dodgers and the Clay Cobras, no score pitching change right now. New pitcher into the game for the 22 Dodger scout team is number 34, Will Ross, the Florida commit, University of Florida Gator. He's a big guy now. Will Ross. West Orange is going to Florida.
Yeah, that's what the flash was.
Runners at first and second. There's a ground ball up the middle. This one could score a run. To center field, here comes the throw. And it's going to hit the top of the pitcher's mound and skyrocket toward the backstop, and that'll score a run. It's 1-0, Clay Cobras.
That ball was smoked right up the middle, 95 miles an hour off the bat. Yeah, it was a grounder, but when you hit it that hard, you can get away with a lot more. So hit it hard, kids.
The weakest part of the field is right up the middle.
That's where you pitchers stand, is that what you're saying?
Pitchers ain't feeling anything.
Not that speed, just get out of the way.
Stick a glove out and hope the ball finds it.
So Logan Wilson with an RBI single. Now here's Dylan Green. Swing and a miss.
Nice little slider there.
Slider at 75 miles per hour. Another swing and a miss. Went right back to it, I think.
Those are interesting batting gloves.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You got an all blue and white uniform and then
Like gardening gloves.
yeah, they do, don't they?
They look like lizard skin, just paint on. No Velcro, no wristbands.
Yeah, those are odd.
Pretty cool.
Whatever works. Here's the pitch to Green. He swings and misses. Catcher drops it, and now that is out number 3.
3 sliders.
Couple of sliders will get the batter down in order, but one run does come home. It's 1-0 Clay Cobras as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today for your own Stat Manager video.
One nothing Clay Cobras on top of the 22 Dodger scout team as Brandon Adams continues to work into the 3rd inning. Brandon Adams has been very impressive so far. He against our starting pitcher today, Brad Hodges. Here's a ground ball right back to Adams, underhand toss, and there's quickly one away.
We just ended that last inning talking about hitting out the middle and pitchers don't want to field, and look at there.
The difference is 63 by 89.
You're right. Well played. Good job there by the pitcher. We've had a few plays where our conversation, the very next play, has almost been like a foreshadowing.
Yep. Quickly a ground out by Daniel Kerrigan, and now here's Justin Nadeau, the Jacksonville University commit.
Maybe we played a little bit of shortstop in the first game, if I'm not mistaken. Now playing second
He
base.
did, yeah, exactly. There's a base hit to right field for Nadeau. And now we'll see Noah Couch. Noah Couch has been on the mound a couple times today. And now he stands in from the right side.
Look, he's got the backpack. He's got the look.
From the stretch, here's Adams. And this one fouled back out, and Adams is going to go get it himself. Now ask for a new ball. From the stretch, here's Adams. Runner going, here's a throw down to second, and it goes right through the glove of the shortstop. And the second baseman covering there as well.
He carries himself like he is. With the backpack. I couldn't tell what that M was.
There's a high fly ball. Let's see if it stays in play. It will stay out. Here's the pitch from Adams to Couch, and there's a high inside pitch at 72. And a bluff for a pickoff back to second. And Adams may have taken a little bit too long there. They called time.
Sometimes it's cat and mouse, and sometimes it's, I don't know what I want to do yet.
And this one goes back to the backstop. I don't think there's not a ton of space between the home plate and the backstop. These guys, I've seen a couple of pitches go back to the backstop today, and I don't think anybody's ran.
Yeah, it's about measuring it, because we have to calibrate the radar. I think it was about 27, 28 feet to the backstop. I know that JP Small Stadium down in Jacksonville is over 70 feet.
Wow.
So that's sometimes a two-base wild pitch sometimes.
And that one off the plate for ball 4. So now here's Alex Lodice. He will come up to the plate, and now they're going to have a conversation with Brandon Adams on the mound. First time that Brandon Adams has ran into trouble today, really. Runners at first and second. There's another slider from Adams at 73 miles per hour.
Front door slider caught the plate. Don't know if they called that a strike or not.
It was not called a strike.
Pretty close. It probably should have been, but
Yeah.
a new home plate umpire for this 4th game.
It is his 4th game in the sun.
That's right.
A lot of these umpires aren't spring chickens either.
That is true. Swing and a miss. 86 miles per hour from Adams. Swing and a miss. That's a high strike. At 87, just went upstairs with a hard fastball. Swing and a miss. He got him out on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's fastball at 87.
High fastball, high spin rate. High swing and miss.
That's the combination.
And Adams doing a good job of just trying to get out of this jam with runners at first and second. And now already has 2 down. There's a try over to third, and if that one had gotten by the third baseman, that could have been a run scored for sure. As Nathan Webb out of Mandarin is at the plate.
Last pitch, 88 miles an hour, not really dropping off much on his velocity. That's an identical location to that front door slider from earlier, but this time the plate saw it coming. That's a really nice front door slider. Very effective pitch.
Yeah, the fastball is high 80s, the slider is 73 to 75. It looks like that one 89 that time. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. A slider at 73 miles per hour, and Brandon Adams gets out of a jam with runners at first and second, and so he strands a pair with a strikeout to end the inning. We go now to the fourth. It's 1-0 Clay.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could. And at a
Yeah. Now to the fourth inning, it's a 1-0 lead right now for Clay. This is the first deficit of the day for the Florida Dodgers scout team. They've been out in front in every game so far. This is game number 4 today. Both the 2022s and the 2023s have played 2 games apiece. This is the second game for the 2022s. As leading off this fourth inning is the FSU commit Jordan Taylor. He is seeing Will Ross. So right now you've got Florida commit on the mound, FSU commit in the box.
They'll be playing against each other for a little while.
Yes, they will. Ross works from the wind-up. Here's the pitch, and just to give you some indication, Ross is throwing 87. That pitch, 87 miles per hour on the outside.
That was a strike.
Here's the pitch to Taylor. This one inside, and that's ball 4. Jordan Taylor draws a walk. As Mills is now at first base.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Tyler Mills draws that walk. And this one hit a big-time shot to left field. This one is gone. A 2-run home run for Aiden Hampton. And Aiden Hampton got all over that one to left field. The first home run we've seen hit today.
Left the bat at 91 miles an hour.
And Aiden Hampton got all over that one to left field. The first home run we've seen hit today.
Left the bat at 91.
That's actually a line drive category. That's a hard hit line drive, but with the hit it hard enough, good things happen.
Carry on it was 314 feet. So how about that? The first home run we've seen hit today was off the bat of Aiden Hampton. Yeah, that one was 90 from Will Ross.
Well, you give up a home run, you got it your fastest hit to the day.
Exactly, yeah. He's going to be really throwing hard now after that. So now with that 3-run homer, the 2-run homer, it's now 3-0. This is by far the largest deficit that the Dodgers have seen today.
Part of that box.
And this here, the batter is Brandon Adams, our pitcher we've seen throughout the duration of the game today. Brandon Adams in the very back portion of the box, and he'll draw the walk. And time is called, so Will Ross has now given up a 2-run home run and has given up a walk. So Coach Tom and his crew are going to come out and talk to him.
We're back.
So a brief mound meeting this time for Will Ross after a home run and then a walk. There's a called strike on the outside corner to Stephen Reese. Reese is a 2021 commitment to Flagler to be a pitcher. There's the pitch from Ross. There's a strike called on the outside corner, strike number 3.
Little 89 miles per hour fastball. Paint in the corner. That works at a lot of levels, Andrew.
It sure does. 88, nearly 89. There's a big swing and miss from Mason Barrett, the 8th place hitter today for Coach Persinger and the Cobras. Sun beginning to fade here as the shadows begin to creep in. Interesting that the strike zone is not quite as similar as the first home plate umpire we had, because the first guy, I mean, any pitch on the outside half of the plate was a strike, especially to a right-hand batter.
These pitchers have thrown a couple over the plate that haven't been
Yes,
called.
they have. They sure have. Here's the stretch from Ross. Swung on. This one bouncing right back to him. Could be 2. There's 1, and there is number 2. A double play ends the inning, but not before a home run off the bat of Aiden Hampton. A 2-run shot makes it a 3-0 score. Going now to the bottom of the 4th as the Clay Cobras with the lead.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost. Sign up today for your own Stat Manager video.
Tyler's in JUCO as well now. Eastern Florida, I think.
Oh, okay.
JUCO's the way to go.
I think he started at 3rd this past year there. At Arkansas, he didn't play at all.
JUCO will be huge this year.
Oh yeah, all these high school kids that get drafted,
It's gonna be overloaded.
you're not gonna be able to play. If you're an average player, you're just not playing this year.
4th inning continues now for Brandon Adams, the pitcher today for Clay. And this one up around the helmet of Cade Frew out of Bowles, the leadoff batter here in the bottom half of the 4th. 3-0 is the lead right now for Clay. Another high inside pitch from Adams, and it's a deficit today that the Dodger scout team has not seen at all. They never trailed at any point during any 3 games today until now the 4th game. They trail 3-0. Not only have they never trailed, they haven't been shut out today. They've had more runs than anybody combined in today's action. Here's the pitch from Adams, and that one a high pitch, called out of 3rd. He did not. He did not.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't think we have a camera set up there, but I think we could probably tell from up here he didn't go, didn't commit to swing.
It's early in the summer for these umpires. Just wait.
There's a,
As the summer progresses and the heat increases, the strike zones get bigger and check swings get more prevalently
I
called.
tell you,
The heat index directly reflects the strike zone.
and also I don't know where to get into this, but the financial index for some of these events as well.
and there's a,
Strike.
that's a strike, but call the ball, and he's gonna sprint down the first base knowing that he got away with one. There was a call that I actually did a JU West Virginia game, remember this year, that series?
Yes.
Do you remember the call I'm talking about? The strike that was like, 4 feet outside.
Yeah, you came out of his stance.
Yeah, I did that game, and we could not believe it was.
Well, there was one the year before last. Jacob Southern hit a ball. Home plate umpire called it fair. Then they talked, and the base umpire that was at first base overruled it, said it was foul.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know how Hayes stayed in the game because you just took 2 or 3 runs off the board. Even if home plate umpire was wrong, you can't. There's no other umpire that can overturn that.
Here's Finn Howell, swinging a miss by Finn. Yeah, I just remember that call was unbelievable. I think I even said that it was maybe 4 or 5 feet off the plate, and that
Call made the rounds of social media.
It
was
did.
so bad. I remember that. I wasn't there, and I remember that.
I mean, I was doing the game in the press box, and I looked around, and everybody else had their eyes as wide as could be, and we couldn't believe it.
You know what? As a pitcher, who cares? I got a free strike.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times I've gotten cheated out of strikes.
There you go.
I don't care. He called it. It is what it is, and I'm moving on.
Yeah. That guy must have had a plane to catch or something.
Sometimes as an umpire, you see a ball out of the hand and your brain says this is going to be a strike.
Yeah.
And everything goes to strike and you misread it out of the hand and you were early and there's nothing, once you open your mouth, you can't take it back.
Yep.
I've been married 25 years. I know that as well.
You watch the words float away and reach out and try to grab them. It just,
They can't get them. They're elusive.
So Adams now has a runner at first, and now he's digging deep into the count here against Finn Howell.
Howell should be looking fastball here. He's behind in the count. The pitcher is, and I would hunt fastball right here all day long.
See how he's hiding? You can't see the outside.
Here's the pitch to Howell. He goes down on strikes. The UNF commit strikes out.
Elevated fastball, 87 miles an hour.
and pitch count and new pitcher.
So that'll be it for Adams.
Good to see. I like that.
There goes Josh Persinger out to the mound, and he's going to take the baseball away from him. And now
Number 14.
Max Williams, the JU commit for the Florida Dodger scout team. He will face the new pitcher in for Clay. This is Logan Wilson now on the mound, the 2022 third baseman, and now coming in to pitch. I think he actually went from third base to pitcher because when Josh Persinger came out, he just took the ball away from Brandon Adams, turned right back around, and gave it to the third baseman.
Clay had a guy warm up in between innings, so he may have got loose, and that's life in youth baseball.
Max Williams, the JU commit out of Ridgeview High School, here close by to St. John's Country Day, in Orange Park as well. Max Williams hits from the left side. And I've seen him put out a couple of home runs, Max. He's got a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Big swing and miss on a 76 mile per hour pitch. A slider. Swing through that one. And he is down on strike, so here's Mason Steele with the wood bat. And like Mark said, there's no paint, I don't think, at all on that bat, is there?
It's a nice little dye at the top.
Yeah, that's right. Just like they got that one from the Louisville Slaughter plant and put it into action. Runner is going, and the throw is there, but offline. I don't think the throw would have been in time anyway. If you could play in one of these tournaments, would you use a wood bat or an aluminum bat?
If I can use an aluminum bat, I'm swinging an aluminum bat. Colleges aren't looking for wood bats, and why would I take away power out of my bat?
That's true.
That's just my thought. Now, if you are a pro prospect, by all means, you gotta show off to scouts that you can swing wood. And, you know, some kids just think it's cool to swing wood, and you know what? It's summertime, have fun.
That's right.
If the coach doesn't care, why should we?
Now, I never used it in a game, but a buddy of mine growing up playing baseball corked a wood bat, like Sammy Sosa. And that was pretty interesting. We never used it in a game, but it was pretty interesting.
That just takes too much time.
It does. It really does.
Time and effort for what? I'd be curious to see how much you get from a loaded wood bat.
Not probably as much as you're thinking when you're doing it at the time. Again, this is Logan Wilson pitching now for Clay as he faces off against Mason Steele, the third place hitter in the order tonight for the Dodgers. And there's another walk. So runners at first and second now for Logan Wilson. And now he's going to get to see Jordan Taylor. Jordan Taylor, who has some power in his bat, gets to bat now with runners in scoring position, and the Dodgers could really use some runs right now. They're down 3-0. And this one high and inside.
It's like a dead pull hitter.
And he unloads on this ball. It's a high fly ball, deep center field. This one will hit off the base of the wall. A couple of runs are going to come around to score. It's an RBI double for Jordan Taylor.
And that one left the bat at 103. 3.
Wow. That's just some good metrics you want to see.
If he had a little bit more in the air, that's going a long way. As it is, carried 362. The only thing that stopped it was the center field fence.
Launch angle of 17.
Took an 83-mile-an-hour fastball, turned it around to 103.
And he hit it solid too. That sound was really solid. So it's now 3-1. Swung on, ground ball third base side, coming over making the play, and no scoop. They couldn't get away with it at first base, and now another run will score. 2 runs do score. I think the game is now tied. A run scored from third, and then Jordan Taylor came around to score. The game is now tied at 3. So a misplay at first base cost him another run.
That was Eli Maddox. That one came off at 92.
Yeah, that was a
Hard hit ground ball.
Yeah, definite hard hit grounder. So
That was the hardest ball hit of the day.
Yeah. So Eli Maddox and Jordan Taylor absolutely punished the last 2 pitches.
That was 103 with Wood.
So now we see the left-hander Brad Hodges. Score is now tied 3-3. The Hodges at the plate, Jordan Taylor at first. Now Taylor is pretty fast, so you do have to worry about him stealing a bag on you. In the first couple of games, the Dodgers were pretty aggressive on the bases. Here comes a steal attempt for Taylor. Throw is down there, and it gets through the glove of the shortstop. Aiden Hampton couldn't come up with it at shortstop, and the ball rolled into center field. Wyatt Root came over and delivered the ball back into the infield. But now, certainly with the speed of Jordan Taylor, he's in scoring position with Brad Hodges at the plate. From the stretchers, the pitch swung on. This one fouled first base side. Logan Wilson into some trouble now as the game has been tied with 3 runs scoring in this inning. Wilson to Hodges. And this one high and outside at 82 miles per hour. That's a nice dig by the catcher that time for Clay. Wilson brings it to the plate, and Hodges doing a good job of staying alive in this at-bat. Here's the pitch from Wilson. And there is a call on third strike. Hodges is down on strikes as he will go to the bench with a backwards K. But the game is tied. A home run and also another RBI single bringing home another run and an errant throw at first. The game is tied at 3 heading to the 5th inning.
There is now a more effective and a less expensive way to promote your ability as a baseball or softball player. Welcome to Stat Manager Prospect Videos. Say goodbye to the old way of hoping to be seen at a showcase. Start controlling your own destiny and controlling who sees your skills. When you get a Stat Manager Prospect video, you'll also receive a full data breakdown of your performance, giving you the ability to provide college coaches and scouts exactly what they are looking for. Video to allow them to best evaluate your movements, and data to see how your metrics measure up to the standards of their program. Designed with feedback from some of the best college programs and MLB scouts alike, your Stat Manager video will work for you more than any showcase ever could, and at a fraction of the cost.
You're alive.
Will Ross continues to be on the mound for the Florida Dodgers scout team. It's now 3-3, tie ball game going into the fifth.
What's the video look like?
Here's Wyatt Root at the plate.
Hi, Trace.
Yes.
Switch the OBD.
Yeah, let's shoot. Okay.
Ross fires in another strike at 86 miles per hour. Now the pitchers we've seen today in this game, most of the pitchers we've seen have thrown in the high 80s. Brad Hodges certainly throws in the high 80s. Brandon Adams definitely touched in the high 80s. Not just touched, he was living there. Will Ross has done that as well. And Logan Wilson. Every pitcher we've seen is thrown mid-80s.
Yeah, nice to see. Nice to see it.
It's definitely different from one of the other games we saw where one pitcher only threw in the 60s, but he was also very younger, much younger. And there's Will Ross with another strikeout, that time in fastball at 88 miles per hour. There is John Rao at the plate now. Lineup will turn over once more when he is retired. Blake Parker is on deck. And Rao hits this one, a high fly ball. This is going to get over the head of the right fielder. Thinking about two, but he's going to get cut off right there. That short porch doesn't allow too many doubles off that wall. As a ball that is off the wall in most other ballparks is usually a double, this time it's a single. It also means you hit the ball pretty hard off the bat. If it hits the wall and you only get a single. Ross delivers a strike, off-speed slider at 73. Now the shadows really creeping in. Here's another pitch lined out to right field, going to a knee and making the catch.
Really nice play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with these players in the same uniforms, you make the play and you look into the field. Is that a runner on the base path? Is that my teammate?
Yeah. Noah Couch making that play out in right field for the Dodgers scout team. And this one gets away from the catcher, and there's going to be no throw. Logan Wilson is at the plate now.
So I'm gonna not be afraid of any kind of jinx and mention that I am very pleasantly surprised that we avoided rain today.
Well, you said it in the 5th inning, so there's not a whole lot of game left. And now Coach Tom Lucas is coming out, having a talk with Will Ross. There's nobody, I don't see anybody at this point in the bullpen.
No, I think they're just kind of gonna give them a little reset button on the mind sometimes, what you need.
One thing about Clay is they always can hit. Doesn't matter who you throw it, they can always hit the fastball.
How about that? Hunt fastballs.
If you can hit the fastball, you don't have to worry about the curveball.
So Will Ross, the Florida commit, will stay in the game. As you said, Mark, just a little bit of a conversation on the mound from Lucas. Another slider this time, 73. That's kind of been his mix, fastball, slider today.
He's throwing a lot more sliders than you might expect from a big kid like this, you know, so.
Well, he's
That's what
just,
summer's for, you know, get an opportunity to maybe work on it.
he just said no to 4 straight signs, so I'm not sure what he was thinking there. And this one gets away from the catcher, and the runner will advance.
Now, change up, choke that one off.
Yeah, this probably was a changeup, 80 miles per hour, yeah. Especially if his fastball is about 87. Again, this is Logan Wilson at the plate. Here is the pitch to him. Clay with an opportunity to go ahead by a run here with a runner at third. Here's the pitch from Ross. There's a strike right down Broadway. 73 miles per hour, no slider. Like you said, Mark, he's really throwing that. I think he's almost relying on the slider at this point.
Yep.
There's a fastball.
We got a pretty nice crowd out there. I went down there to talk to one of the coaches a second ago, and it's really nice to see. Both bleachers are filled up. You got people kind of standing along the fence. Nice to see.
Love it.
Tonight.
Yeah, I love it. People haven't had a chance to see baseball like this in a long time. Several months. And this one down in the dirt, a run, may get home. Here's the play. There will be no play. And Clay has taken a 4-3 lead on a pass ball. Coming home to score was Eli Maddox. Or rather, John Rao came home to score, as Eli Maddox was the guy trying to go to the backstop to find the ball.
That's right.
13 scored when 13 was trying to find the ball.
Parker coming in to run.
Yep. So here is Dylan Green now at the plate. Runner thought about going, and Blake Parker will stay back at first.
Fastball just missed out there, so see if he comes back with that slider he's been leaning on. There it is.
And this is a high chopper, bare hand play, really tough. Everybody's safe.
I think bare hand or glove hand, I don't think there's a way he's going to get that runner first.
No.
If I was scoring, I'd score that a hit.
Yeah, I mean, the bare hand play on a high chopper like that is tough for a major league player. I mean, those are just really hard.
Those guys are fun to watch, though, aren't they?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
You see some of those highlights, and it's like, what?
I wish we had some highlights to see.
Yeah, right?
Make it look easy, and it's not at all easy.
Coach was telling me about this kid here at really young. He started high school at 13 years old. We were the way his birthday fell. And so really young, and hoping to find a place to play that can realize how young he is and give him time to really mature even more.
Perfect candidate for a redshirt.
Yes, no doubt. That's exactly what Coach Josh said. Said he can find the right school with a redshirt. This kid right here is just ready to really explode.
This kid being Tyler Mills for the Clay Cobras. Looks at a strike.
Another slider over.
Yep, that one of his harder sliders. That one was 76. And here's a ground ball. Shortstop gonna have to come over and make a play. Nice play. The scoop was not there by the first baseman, and Clay is gonna continue to pad their lead a little bit. They've got now a 5-3 lead.
Shortstop made a nice play. Had a really tough last hop right at him. He was able to get it clean, but hurrying it to first base just couldn't quite make that right throw.
Well, and also his route to the ball, he had to really scoot toward the second base bag to even get to the ball. And then, you know, it's just a tough play at first for the first baseman to scoop that one out. So it's now 5-3 Clay, and the Dodgers are trailing again. Something we had not done previous to this game today, being game number 4.
First pitch slider.
There's another one.
If the batter's is gonna buckle the knee and dip that front shoulder, throw it again.
This is Aiden Hampton. He had a 2-run homer earlier in the last inning. And he absolutely punished the ball too.
Change up there. So he went slider, change. I wonder if he knows who's at the plate and he's going to make sure he doesn't serve him off a fastball.
Yeah, you're right. He has not seen a fastball in this count yet.
Sees it.
That was more of a, yeah, that was a fastball.
So he saw a fastball and swung at it. So
That fastball was 88, by the way. You think he's determined to get the guy who just hit a home run off of him out?
yeah, I'd say slider right here gets him out.
Here's the pitch. Oh, that would have been called by our previous home plate umpire as a strike, possibly.
That was a little off the plate. I'll give him that.
It was.
Good pitch. Made, got 2 strikes on him. Maybe chase it. Come back with it again. He's not swinging at it.
2 strikes on Aiden Hampton. Here's the pitch from the stretch, from the windup actually this time. And he fouls another one off. That was another fastball. He's been able to get the bat on the fastball, but other pitches he's not.
He's only swinging at fastballs.
Right.
Shaking him off again, shaking him off again, and 4,
Yep.
and 5.
He went through his whole repertoire.
The catcher just dropped his head a little bit. Now he's gonna look up. They need to become on the same page here, be friends for one more pitch.
They finally agreed. Here's the pitch.
Throw the slide.
That's another fastball. But I wonder if it's like he's telling him slider, slider, slider. He's no, no, no. And then he just keeps insisting on throwing the fastball just to prove a point that he can get it by him.
Go prove a point somewhere else. Try to get the out.
Right, exactly.
You're going to get the out with the slider.
A good at bat here by Hampton, and he swung through it. There is strikeout, and that's the slider. Got him on the slider, and Coach Mauloni, you're right. So there we go. We head now to the 6th inning as Clay has moved ahead 5-3 against the Dodgers.
There is now a more effective and
Leading off the 6th inning for the Dodgers scout team is Daniel Kerrigan. He will face off against Logan Wilson, who continues to pitch now for Clay, as the Cobras hold a 5-3 lead here in the 6th. As we thought this would be one of the better games we've seen today, it has lived up to that billing, 5-3, and this is the first time the Dodgers scout team has trailed. And there's a nice play dug up by the first baseman. There's a nice out for the Clay defense. Equal good jobs by third base and first base to field that ball and scoop it out for the first out of the 6th. Here is Jacksonville University commit Justin Nadeau. Has played both second and shortstop today. Nadeau swings through the first pitch. Wilson throwing in the 80s, as we mentioned before. That time the pitch 81 on the fastball. This time an off-speed pitch at 75. And this one, a line drive from Nadeau, and it'll be caught near the warning track and left. 91 on the exit velocity that time by Nadeau. Pretty well struck ball. And quickly there are 2 gone, you're in the 6th. Noah Couch will stand in. Pitch upstairs. Noah Couch, a product of Trinity Christian. Strike called in the outside corner. That's another, looked like a changeup that time. Trinity Christian's Austin Martin, the 5th overall pick in the draft this past week. Pretty awesome honor for him. Out of Vanderbilt, and then now on to the Toronto Blue Jays, and really Toronto is becoming a Jacksonville to the major leagues sort of pipeline. You got Sean Reed Foley from Sandalwood. You've got Austin Martin from Trinity Christian, and now Trent Palmer from JU.
And they also got Angel Camacho from JU.
That's right, you know what, I just remembered that. Angel Camacho, the longtime third baseman. Here's a well-struck ball deep center field, going back to the warning track and making the catch to retire the side. Noah Couch is out. As we go now to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 5-3. The lead continues for Clay.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We're good now.
Welcome back now to the bottom half of the 6th inning as the Clay Cobras continue to lead. It's a 5-3 score right now. New pitcher in the game for the Dodgers. Divine Valley now at the...
He's a JU commit.
Yep, that's right. On the mound.
So I was just talking to Coach Lucas a second ago in between innings, and he was walking by, and I said that last at bat was a fun one to watch, and he goes, yeah, I was calling for the back-to-back sliders.
That's what we said, Coach. Nice play. And also a nice little stretch that time as well at first base by Nathan Webb out of Mandarin. He was calling for back-to-back sliders. Well, I think the catcher was too. Yeah. He just kept shaking them off, and he's like, no, we gotta do what we need to do here to get the out, you know.
Fun to watch.
Yep. Here is Stephen Reese, the Flagler commit. He's going to be a pitcher at Flagler.
Who's this pitcher?
This is Divine Valley, but in the batter's box right now, it's Stephen Reese, and he just grounded out. And this is going to be a pinch hitter, Alex Bork, number 3. Alex Burke. I couldn't read Coach Persinger's writing there for a second.
That's not who I thought it was.
He's not throwing his hardest. Who's in the other guy? You can tell he's not throwing hard at all. It's just how big it is.
Number 24, Divine Valley out there on the mound.
What school does he go to? Is he Fleming?
Yes, Fleming Allen and JU commit. Definitely not throwing as hard as we've seen tonight. There's a soft ground ball to shortstop. Nice play coming up with it. And that'll be the end of the 6th inning as we head down to the 7th. The final inning is coming up. Clay leads the Dodgers 5-3.
And we are live.
Now into the 7th inning as the Clay Cobras continue to lead. Back out on the mound still is Logan Wilson. And the Dodgers are trailing by 2 runs now. 5-3. And leading off this inning for the Dodgers is Alex Lodice.
Played a lot of golf with his dad.
Is that right?
Yeah, nice golfer.
From the stretch, here's Wilson with Lodice. Swing and a miss. A high fastball gets him down on strikes, 82 miles per hour. And now we'll see Nathan Webb out of Mandarin. Webb's playing pretty well at first base, I've noticed.
Yeah, he's been all over the field today, right?
Yeah, he has. He played, I think, at third. Have we seen him pitch?
I think he pitched a little bit as well. Yeah.
He's one of those ball players we're talking about. Pitch, third, first. To see guys that can play everywhere.
Next to his name it just says athlete, huh?
Yeah. The white batting gloves. Swung on, this is a high chop. Coming over to make the play, and I think that throw was a little bit too hard down into the dirt. So that'll be a
Coach with a quick step there. That's quite a mess. You had Eli Maddox backing up the throw. Is that Eli? No, the catcher was backing up the throw and watching the ball. I think Coach was watching the ball and almost had a big crash there. Everybody's fine. Let's play ball.
And here is Cade Frew now at the plate after Webb reaches on the errant throw at first. And there's another high chop. This one to Wilson, and he can't come up with it.
I don't think he's safe. I think he's safe no matter what.
But you know what I just heard there is the catcher right there. But hey, it's all right. Shake it off. You know, instead of like, oh man, you gotta do that. That's what you do, right? Forget about it. Let's go. Look, he's already in his stance. He's ready. That pitcher.
Yeah,
He got ready quickly. Right back to the rubber. So let's go.
Well, now already with an out down, you can end this inning with a double play.
Yep.
Anywhere right now.
He's induced 2 choppers.
Yeah, those Big old chops. They call those Baltimore chops, right? Mm-hmm. 2 in a row that time. Both were pretty tough plays. Here's the pitch. Looked like another chop, possibly. As this is Finn Howell.
Ball fastball up out of the zone.
Yeah, so that was more of a slider there. He might call it a curveball, but that was definitely a slider. And I think Coach Mauloni just called the pitch I would call as well. A little fastball up, see what happens.
There's the pitch to Howell, and that one is strike in the outside corner. He is down on strike, so now 2 gone in the 7th.
Fastball outside corner, well done. Nice coach. Nice call, coach, and nice pitch.
So here is Max Williams out of Ridgeview High School, now also on his way to JU.
Getting a lot of at-bats today. I think this might be his 5th, 6th, maybe 7th at-bat.
He's getting a lot of ABs today. It was funny, I was talking to, speaking of JU, I actually got a chance to interview the night before the draft Trent Palmer, who got drafted by the Blue Jays, and I had him and Chris Hayes on the same call, and it was funny. I'll tell you the story after the pitch. Wilson grounds this one, and this one off the hands of the second baseman, and he can't find the handle on it. So everybody's safe now. Bases loaded.
Bases loaded, the ball hasn't left the infield.
Chop it and hard grounder. You had the pitcher bobble, field it cleanly and bobble it, and then right there the second baseman, he had fielded it, and then he started to bobble.
Here's Mason Steele with the bases loaded. And here's the first pitch to him, swung on and fouled back, and that one will be out of play. And we were talking about, just the possibility of Trent being drafted, and
If we lost the right field lights,
yeah,
and then we just had another blink of power. So looks like our data is still rolling. You're good, right, Andrew?
I'm good.
Okay.
Coach said, what can we get you? What can we do to get you to stay? And Trent said, I'll take 20 ABs. And there's the final out of the 7th inning as
Next morning.
he gets the induced fly ball to left field with the bases loaded. And that is going to do it. The final score, 5-3. The Clay Cobras come away with a victory. The only loss of the day for the Dodgers comes at the game number 4 in the hands of the Clay Cobras. 5-3 our final score. Mark Spencer, great stuff.
Great job.
Coach Mauloni, I appreciate it, guys. Great stuff. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, look forward to it.
That center field camera died right as the third out was made.
That's hilarious.